Hello, I'm ABX Toycat, and welcome back to another video. Two of my favourite things to show off in Minecraft are cool things you might not have seen before, and fun challenges that might just inspire you to do something with the game you might not have otherwise done. And today's video is hopefully going to be a combination of those two things, because I'm going to be deconstructing an entire NPC village. So if you're wondering what I mean by that, I'm going to be destroying the whole thing and seeing what it's actually made up of. You know, like how much wood do we get, how much stone do we get, and we're going to see, what it's mostly made up and just all the separate parts that it is. And then not only that, we're going to be seeing after that if we can build something with all the blocks we then have. So it's going to be a fun building challenge mixed with a deconstruction of a village, and hopefully you do like the video, and if you do, please do like it and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you want to see more stuff like this. Anyway, let's get straight into the video already, shall we, by starting to, deconstruct or destroy the place. And I just wanted to explain what I'm doing here. So I have 4 tools on me, which is the axe here, the silk touch pickaxe, the shovel, and some buckets. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking every single block and seeing just how much of each there is. So I'm genuinely really curious to see if we get more, wood, or if we get more stone, because, if you look at these huts, it's like, oh yeah, it's mostly wood, but then you look at the church over there, and you see it's just mostly stone, and I'm curious about that, but I'm also curious as to, like, how many panes we get, how much stairs we get, and if we can actually make a viable, like, house, or viable whatever we're going to build out of there, or not. So, yeah, just one last thing I didn't probably mention is we have the silk touch pickaxe to pick up glass panes, because there's quite a few of those in the village, and then we have buckets, so we can pick up any, lava. I believe there's just the one blacksmith chest here, and yeah, that's what we have here. So, with that said, let's fast forward through the rest, because, watching me destroy houses is fun, but let's fast forward through it. This villager just tried to get in as I was finishing destroying the door, and now I think I've broke him forever. So just, while we're here anyway, I just figured I'd quickly explain that this, if you're curious as to why this is a super flat world, this is actually a part of my creative world. I was like, oh, it's just so far away from everything else, because if I quickly pull out a map, I don't have a map, but, this is just on the corner of the world, and I thought it'd be cool to have a little thing over here. So yeah, this is part of that creative world. In case you're wondering why it's a super flat, just explain that. Anyway, let's get back to the deconstruction, or we can just call it destruction. I guess that's what destruction is short for. But yeah, let's go. So I don't know why this didn't strike me as something that would happen, but as it turns out, you need more than one inventory full of stuff to actually do the village. And we're like, a third of the way through it. We destroyed the church and a bunch of buildings, and we already got a full inventory. So as you can see from the potatoes lying on the ground. So I need to, have a chest full of stuff. And yeah, so just count these numbers as minus 8 planks, because minus I guess 16 planks, because 16 had to go on the chest. Just bear that in mind. But yeah, let's put the stuff in there. Let's keep on going. It was very satisfying to finally destroy the church, and I'm hoping the rest proves to be just as satisfying. So I just destroyed the final door in the village, and all of the villagers are now so sad. I just destroyed their homes around them, and now they're all just lost and congregating around the place. So yeah, they're not too happy about this. It's so weird to just look at this place knowing it was a village, about 40 minutes ago, and now it's just a big pile of, rubble. Except that thing over there, which is still standing. But yeah, let's go take out the blacksmith chest now, shall we? And then obviously clear out the rest of this. Okay, so we are back now. We have entirely leveled the village. What used to be an entire village full of, different buildings, a blacksmith, a church, all these separate buildings, is now entirely leveled and put in 2 chests. I did have to make another double chest, and I figured, to just work out whether there was more stone or wood, I'd put all the wooden-based products in one and all the stone-based ones in the other. And you can probably tell from my axe and my pickaxe that there was, in fact, slightly more wood-based stuff. So there is more wood in an NPC village than stone. But now comes the second fun bit. By the way, just some other weird blocks you might notice. We've got 10 doors, which I figured it'd be more than that, but yeah, at the same time, we have 10, oak fences. We have a chest, we have a crafting table, we have 2 furnaces. Without doing any crafting, let's see what we can actually craft with all of this stuff, because we have, 2 buckets of lava, we have an infinite amount of water, because there was just so much of it, as well as a bunch of dirt. Let's see what we can go and build, and just bear in mind, I'm not even a good builder, I'm like a below average builder. I'm just going to show you like a fun idea of what you can do here, and I want to see what you can do afterwards. But first of all, let's go speed build that thing now, shall we? So I'm making pretty good progress on the house I decided to make out of it, because I figure that's a good starting place, then we can work on from there. But one thing that I really, kind of overlooked, and this is one of the challenges of trying to build with a very specific set of blocks, is I was like, so it's mostly wood, right? And mostly wooden planks. So that means, we'll go mostly wooden planks to build. But I really didn't, I underestimated the fact that 8 stacks of wood is quite a lot. So now I have 3 stacks of oak planks and 8 stacks of oak wood, and I've got to do an entire second floor of that. So, yeah, we're going to end up in a very interesting place. But like I said, that's half the fun of this challenge. It's not, giving yourself a specific amount of blocks isn't just like, oh, we're building out of wood and oak. It's like, try and think a thing happens. Let's see how we improvise with this. I'll give you a clue. It's not going to go well, but let's find out, shall we? Okay, so I put the wood to good use. Good is in big open quotes there. That's gonna need some going to later. But one thing I thought was really cool is as I went into one of these chests, as you can see right here, I have actually more than a stack of oak fences from, the fences around stuff, which means that I can actually make myself like a miniature garden out here, and I can also use on the inside for cool stuff. So, yeah, that's going to be my next little thing here, because I have 7 doors I need to use up, but there's probably, that many rooms in the house. But what about 64 fences? That's what we get to find out now. Okay, so even while working around limitations and making stuff like this, which, by the way, it got so bad, I was like, if we make it deliberately bad, it looks good again. And that's totally what's happened there. I'm at the point where I've got loads of blocks, and I'm like, what do I do with these? Like, I've got something like 6 stacks of dirt, which we're probably not going to count for this because it's dirt. We've got loads of cobblestone, and then we've got the 1 iron bar from the blacksmith. We've got 2 black wool. We've got some stone slabs. I don't know where this is always meant to go. 7 pressure plates. So yeah, we're gonna have fun trying to fill in the rest of the house with all of this stuff. And yeah, as the challenge is to use literally everything and try and use it in a good way. So let's see what we can actually do with it that's valuable. All of the villagers were looking really sad, so what I decided to do was build this, this little walkway from my house to the villager outhouse, and it's kind of like a villager farm, so that way, we can keep all the villagers we have, they'll all come congregate around the house, they won't come inside the main thing, hopefully, of course, okay, there's one inside here, but, they'll stay in the little outhouse, and then I can keep them close, so that way we got, the place where the villagers stay, and then we got the lovely mansion de Toy Cat built from all the materials we got from the village. So, the next thing I'm going to do, because I have so much cobblestone left, even after building the outhouse, the main house, putting cobblestone all over the place, I'm actually going to build this thing over here. So maybe like, Toy Cat, what is this? So I figured, rather than, because I need to have a nice view from these back windows here, because, I've got the lovely mansion, what am I going to do with it? Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make, houses that look like they're houses that are just, far off. So it's like, oh, look at all those lovely houses from them. Let me show you. So these, this looks like it's a basic house design, but from out here, if you look through the window, if you don't look closely, it's like, oh, there's a whole village out there. Look how nice that is. Yeah, we're building a fake village outside to make the place look more cultured. So, yeah, that's my next use for cobblestone. So I used up all my cobblestone to create the big volcano thing. Because I thought volcano in the backyard is the coolest idea ever. A bit of woods catching on fire, but that's fine. We can deal with that. But yeah, basically we built the volcano, and that's used up most of the stone. But I didn't realize I had 3 stacks of wood left, and we could try and make an extension to the house. But I think what would be a way better idea is to have like a monument to what used to be, because we have the villager breeding stock, we have the little forest I've built, we have the fake houses, we have the volcano. But I want to have like a monument to what used to be here, and I figured the best building is a blacksmith chest. So I'm going to build like a pseudo blacksmith chest with my last 9 cobble, my 20 oak planks, my single iron bars, and we'll see what we can make do, shall we? Okay, so we've got the vast majority of the villagers to actually migrate here, and also, unrelatedly, we did our little monument. It looks a decent bit like a blacksmith fleet, and then in the inside we can do what we want. But yeah, we have we're now just working on the last resources we need to put in the build somewhere, without ruining it, and having I guess ruining it is subjective. But we've got 12 glass panes. That's gonna be a tricky one. But the easy ones are the furnace, the crafting table, and the chest. So because this is also going to be a survival house as well as the Toy Cat Manor, we can also just go ahead. Oh, what's happening here? We can go ahead and we just have our furnace, our crafting table, and then our chest over here, and boom. Like that, we've got like this house being a functional house too. Oh, we got a second furnace for there, I guess. That seems like a good balance of furnaces chest. So yeah, now we've got 22 stone slabs. We've got an iron bar. We've got some cobblestone and some glass panes. And then I think then 7 torches and we're done. So this is the last stretch. Where do we put these? That is the question that I'm going to be answering. I guess this room, honestly, it's got like a kind of empty under the stairs area. I can do something with this. So yeah, that's what I'll do here. Okay, so we have one last block to place, and then the whole thing is finished, and it is this single torch here, which I think the most logical place is on top of this fence here. So, yeah, this is the end of the challenge now. This is something I thought I'd be like, let's just, to see what happens when you destroy a village and build it into something else, but it actually has took me over 2.5 hours now, which is kind of crazy, but we have now built something using each and every single block, excluding dirt, because that doesn't really count, and also crops, but excluding those blocks, we have used every single block from the village, and we've basically recycled it into something else. And the best bit is, because I included villager housing, we basically have reformed the village into something equally, valuable and efficient, but, it's also my little mansion house, so I figured I'd do a tour rather than just showing you it, because, I feel as though this was something, like, so good, and, like, it was looking like a real real mansion, and then along the way, the blocks I had to use changed. Just looking at it makes me laugh. But yeah, let's do this, shall we? So let's start with the front garden, I guess. So you can see the 2 chests. I left them as part of the fence because I don't know that they really kind of tie the whole thing together. But then we a fence kind of marking where our front garden is. We have a little hot tub out front, so you can sit in here, enjoy the hot tub. We have these things over here when you might be like, Toy Cat, what is this? It's a way for you, if you have a bow, you can be like, I can fire through it, because you can sit right here, and people find it hard to fire at you, but you can fire at them pretty easily. So it's got, barricades, so there's like 8 of us in a house, and someone comes and invades, we're covered from that. I guess like 4 of us, because it's console. But, it's just, it's a nice little barricade right here. I mean, I know they can just come through this with no, worries, but that's why you need these, just to watch out for people. So, what we also have is a front door. It's got a nice little, I don't know what you call these things, but the arches that cover the door. I guess an arch, yeah. And then here's our stuff that you've already seen, of course. It's quite nice. We got a whole chest with nothing in it, because we used each and every block we have. We have this damaged anvil from before, by the way. It didn't come to the village. Over here, we've got our staircase. It's one of these modern staircases, where you have to walk up diagonally and hope you don't fall down and break your neck. It's a unique way of doing things. And then we have the study. I don't come here very often because I don't like study, but for when I do, I make sure I have a ladder which goes up to the torch, so I can change the torch and put it back on there if I want to. So let's pick that back up, shall we? Put it back on there. Because your torches will eventually run out. You got to make sure you can replace them. And that's this wing of the house. We also have a thing here so we can stare at the volcano nicer. It makes sense. It makes sense. Trust me. And also a light over here, because those torches are actually tricky to place. Over here, we've got a glass barricade to separate off the church from the rest of the house, because this is my church of glass panes. It's where the villagers can come into my house and they can worship with glass panes. But of course, there's this little glass barrier that kind of tells them, no, can't go past this area. And I'm glad they all stick to the rules. They're all coming into worship right now, in fact. And then we have this little ladder which comes into my attic. My attic is very nice. It's where I have little, logs here from where I chopped down a tree once. What we also have is we have our, a little rooftop party. You might be like, Toy Cat, what is this? You can't use your roof for a room. Yeah, you can. We sit around the table, we enjoy our torches, and it's pretty swell like that. It's a rooftop party. And then there's also a secret part of the study, just for people who go from the rooftop, and it means you can stare at glass panes, and because everybody loves glass panes. So yeah, very good use for them, I think you'll find. That's the attic down there I've already shown you. But besides the house itself, because this is a lovely house, it's my mansion house, we also have the leafless forest. You can see it. It's just lovely. I mean, it's designed to be super spooky, so that the NPC villagers get really scared on the way to the church. That way they're more likely to worship the deity. Oh, but he's in the wrong part of the house. Let's make sure he goes back. I'm sorry, Mr. Villager. This is not okay. You need to go on the other side of the barrier. This way. This. There you go. And yeah, this is the MC Villager house. It is just, it's a farmhouse, so it means we've got 4 doors right here, which means they'll breed together easier, because as long as you have a block over the door, it counts as a house. As well as that, we have, of course, the fake houses back there. It's inspired from an episode of Arrested Development I watched, where they built like a miniature city to make it look like it was part of a big city. So yeah, this is my miniature background city, and you can see he's not looking at anything, but you can see it's lovely to look at, and it makes you go, wow, you're located right in the heart of the city, Toy Cat. Wow, that's like downtown over there too. And then, of course, there is the NPC Villager Museum. It's based on a blacksmith chest, so I'm sure the blacksmith comes over here every now and then. And it's just a lovely place. So yeah, this is what I built with my destroyed NPC village. This was mostly just kind of like a cool way for you to see what you get out for one, and also a challenge for you to do the same. Whether you just take the same resources I had, like how many stacks I had, and try and build with it, or if you destroy your own village, which is what I'd recommend. It's a really fun thing, because each time you'll get something slightly different, and trying to make something out of really specific resources starts easy, but it gets hard, and it makes you be creative in a way that I don't know. I haven't had to do something like this in a while, and I've made something that you might all look at and be like, Toy Cat, you have offended me, you've offended my children, and you offended my non-existent grandchildren. But for those who aren't like that, or even those who are, it's art, and that's what this is. It's recycling art or something like that. So yeah, I hope you did all enjoy this video. Hopefully I have inspired you. If I have, please do let me know in the comments down below. If you do decide to build something like this, please tweet me at IBXToyCat and let me know. And other than that, please do like it if you do like it, share it if you really likes it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if subscribed, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.